There are things we can do. We bring it good news and we give it to you. We talk about podcast and connecting people and culture from getting up out of the club. Qualified people who waiting to sell. Blessing that time and the efforts are rest. The brothers giving us the end of parents from them. The welcome and life with African.
I lyrical health.
Master.
Play Paris who make you I can't Sktv menu. Say my journey, Tina get I say my yamu. And yes I know money, emu aye yo. And you love emu aye yo.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grand bazaar.
And I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I couldn't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I couldn't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I forget it now ya to money. That's the TV, and I forget it now. Cause you walk on my ya to money. Yeah.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grand bazaar.
There are things we can do. We bring it good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcast and connecting people and culture from getting up out of the club. Qualified people who waiting to sell. The flesh, that time and the efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving a real and the premise my best. The work with my life with African. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside, River G to Chile, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Cape Mount, Montserrat, San to Bacalu, from Maryland, Bonk to Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.
Indeed, Sktv, it is the best in Liberia. Sktv, in fact, we are the best around the world, folks. Good evening to all of you, our cherry listeners, our viewers, and that are our supporters, our well-wishers, and all of you who always burn your batteries and all your data. You know, it's not easy to get data moving because, you know, we live in a world where, especially for us here in Africa, we pay for things like, I don't even know how to even describe it, but we pay for things. The same thing, keep paying for it over and over in a game. You know, like for example, we buy data every day of our life. Every day you got to buy data. So that's the life, and we already used to this kind of life. That's why we are not growing, because I know you are spending money on things that at least just one time you spend little. Maybe that, for example, you buy a little data, maybe a little credit, and they carry you for a little time, maybe 1 or 2 weeks, or even 1 month. But every day you got to buy, you got to update. Every day you got to buy if your data. In fact, sometimes your credits or your data will leave in your phone and they say it expire. That's the kind of society. That's the life, and that's the fact. All of these things are things that are eating we the people. You know, whether you big, you small, whether you get money, whether you don't have money, all these things affect all of us. Now I saw one of my sister that I admire so much, Yakula, or counselor. Yeah, I think I counselor now. Yes, indeed. Yeah. So. Yeah. So she posted back to back about data cry and so forth. You know, sometimes I can be thinking, yeah, we're just getting so tired and with even discussing Liberia issues because the politicians, on a very serious note, they are useless. Let me be, when my brother, when the social chairman Steve Bole said this thing, sometimes people get angry, maybe on the way, but they are useless. And that's just the fact. These politicians, they are useless. You lie to the people. that when they gave you opportunity for you to serve, you will change all of these things. The issue of data, the issue 3 days won't be gone forever. They get 5 days. At the end of the day, like a few minutes. That's the kind of life we live. That's the kind of life that we live. So until you have to reach, so there's no system, no programs for the common people. By the way, let's try to show people. Yeah, it's not easy though. You know, these things, they are all interesting and they affect all of us. I will see sometimes I can even go somewhere without data for some 2-3 days. Let me tell you. So 2-3 days. No, just imagine the data will even leave in your phone after a few minutes or few times just to follow something. The person warning you that in fact your data is running out. And the 3-day free call another one that I can get to me. My God, so I can have I just get for 200-300 minutes in my phone, some 100 minutes forgetting, you know, we have so many to do. If you come to yourself, the people that it expired, it's gone. That one gone already. Can you imagine? You think about calling, you can't call, you want text, no way, you can't go through. People texting you. Sometimes people even, well, let's share the show. Yeah, the country is just stressful. Let me be frank. So, Mr. President, my own dig on the country is stressful. The way America and the war going on, in fact, making everything just becoming like something. But let's share the show. Let me see myself. I'm sharing the show. Good evening, our people. The show will be interesting. Sorry that yesterday we were not able to be here with you. But on today, the show will be interesting. Trust me. Yes. Trust me, the show will be interesting more than I'm looking for that other some kind of video, latest video also from it's a what kind of more rapid team media. Oh God, anyway, let's share the show first. It will be hard. It will really, really be hard. Share the show, people. Join us this evening. Good evening. Those of you who are just here with us, please help us. Yes, help us share the show. Social news also. There are some latest news coming from Ghana. Some you know, one other pastor found it now. He breaks out in. He said no, but we also read that. Yeah, God, the country. Look, the war. It is indeed interesting. You know, yeah. So I think I've seen some kind of flyer where I don't know whether you'll be live on the TV to be explaining what you were saying or what you're saying or what to. But I move. Yeah. So the man of God, the man of God said, you can get full. Let me say you that, but I will read that also, you know, and it will inform you about that. The reason why sometimes you see some of the social activity, you see people, can you imagine that, for example, somebody, maybe this lady and this guy, maybe they have child, and maybe something happened and they are not together anymore. Then somebody maybe sending somewhere, stopping either the mother or the father from seeing a child. Because of all the way we put ourselves, we barricade ourselves to the extent that social issues, we not create any mission with one another until we don't even talk to each other anymore, even when we are no longer together. That's how we behave in this world of ours. So yes, around the world, waiting for Monk and that brother Ali to come on and give us some of the happening, but I know that in the US it's not very easy there, especially with the incident that happened at team that was yesterday. Yes, yesterday, yes, some kind of incident happened in the US where the immigration officer, you know, shoot, you know, a citizen, a US citizen. You know, and the person, the lady, shoot the lady, you know, and the lady died. So that also bringing up a lot of tensions, you know, mixed reactions, people giving their own view about the entire immigration business in the U.S., how it going, what going on, what happening. But we have so many things to talk about here back home. It's not easy. The spouse. The spouse to the speaker has been taken to court. I think is that $3.5 million. Yes, she was sued by quote unquote the wife of the speaker of the Republic of Liberia. And that's also on the newspaper this morning. Also, one speaker, two wives. Yeah, I think I saw. I'm very interested. This one here, and I said, may think. Let's share the show, people. One speaker, two wives. That's what I saw this morning. Also on the newspaper. I don't know what I have that newspaper here with me, and yeah, but Mom will be here. Yes, Mom will be here, but I didn't so enjoy us here. I think I'm supposed to be having a newspaper here with me. One speaker, two wives. I don't know how that happened. And then the Ghanaian pastor already make it clear that yeah, I think boy, you know, sometimes the laws that we face today is really embarrassing us and making us to do all kinds of things, you know, and I don't know, but okay, I think it's heritage, good. It's a heritage newspaper. One speaker, two wives. Okay, good. One speaker, two wives, and explosive allegations of yeah, you know, some kind of thing. So that move, people. Good evening to all of our followers, our viewers. Please help us share the show. The show will be interesting. Hopefully, I think next week, is that Monday? Yes. Hopefully by Monday, yeah, the host, yeah, they will resume on Monday. So when they come back on Monday, they have a lot of business to do. So, but with the issues here, I heard there are a lot of issues ongoing. So, okay, Apostle General Ray McHale, head pastor, Cedar Impact Miracle Center. Yeah, you know, so one-on-one, I think he will be on. I think I've seen all kinds of TV channel that you will be on. I think January 8th, I think we're on your either you will be on, but it's Metro TV that is reporting this. So so they said Christians, according to him, though, I'm quoting him. He said Christians, that means that Christian men, Christians can marry more than 4. What are you trying to say? So and the man said that the social news that the man said the Bible protects. I don't want to 100% agree with him because to say the Bible protects that one. But he said the Bible protects polygamy according to him. But again, when you go back, I think somebody just entered studio. Let me see where you're quickly. Okay, good. Mom can see what we'll do the sharing of the show. You please help us share the show, people. The show will be interesting this evening. It will be more interesting because all of the international news, and I don't know yet as to where are we as a country, because mind you, when there are tensions, issues around the world, these things also affect us, whether maybe directly or indirectly. But Mong is here already. Mong, my dear brother, good evening and welcome. Okay, so I think Moses setting up. Yeah. Okay, so Moses setting up. So we'll bring more on later. But Emmett Hammer, good evening. James David, my brother, good evening. Good evening to all of you next in Flumber. Thank you so much for joining us. And those of you who also, yeah. So there's a social news. And this social news is interesting. So you know, there are. I went to the comment section of the post, and the reactions, they were a little bit different. Other people have their own reactions, and you know, but this things matter a lot because of, you know, they have certain team they call the troublesome troublesome verb or work. You know, let me tell you, there are things that when you do things that are troublesome that will affect you tomorrow, whether it's directly or indirectly. If you don't put these things together, it would affect you because you want to manipulate it so that it can suit you. That will overlook most of us, especially some of the religious people. They will preach, they will teach things that suit them, but they want that they were supposed to know about or learn. No, they don't tell that woman. So yeah.
What's up, everyone? Can you hear me?
Okay, I'm getting my dear brother. You are loud and you are.
Yeah, I'm here. Another day to be alive. Great to be on Sktv. Share the show, please. A lot of things happening, both domestically and internationally. And we'll talk about some critical issues. I saw something this morning about some kid that was sodomized by law enforcement officer.
Yes,
he was lured into, I don't know, that country. Just something we don't wake up to positive news in Liberia. It's almost like every segment of the country is broken morally, spiritually, physically, governmentally. It seems like, how do you lure a kid, 15-year-old young man or soccer player with maybe potential bright future, and you want to sodomize him, promising him to buy him soccer boots just to sleep with him? Now, one, can you imagine that? You know, that's why sometimes in America, I want to say I don't know, I like the idea of conservatism. They got some state that got death penalty. Sodomy, it's a crime. And I believe in capital punishment. Some people don't need to be advised or be behind you. They just need to be killed. And then it will send a message. Because when you take drastic action, the reason you take drastic action is not that the state or the government want to be wicked. It just discourages people from engaging in those kind of practices because knowing the fate that other people went through. That's why you see they used to be having something they call death by hanging. If you get people for those kind of stuff, no. Even if you got that kind of ulterior motive, you won't want to follow the same step. You will want to do something differently. And that's why the problem is we don't have our laws. We have laws on the books. We don't implement them. They are not strong. We don't punish people. And in most cases, there's nothing called capital punishment, like, bro, not that I know of anyway. So people will just do things thinking they can get away. But that story was very sad. It is very sad. I don't know if they are ongoing investigation. They said the one I saw from Mountain College, they wanted to beat me about howling his name and trying to protect him. And that's just why it is. You know, the people that are in the position of power, they always get that extra leverage in terms of protection and how the media carry stories around it. I don't know how true it is, but that's why he's kind of suggesting. Yep. So let me.
Yes, Mark. Actually, myself, I don't know where, but I think I'm a little bit busy, so I'm not really been following the internet like that. But then later on, when I go to the internet, myself, I saw that and I was shocked. And you know, that's just one thing I've been reported that you said, my dear brother. So just imagine how many of the kind of situations or the kind of incident. So maybe let me just say it to some people, maybe they don't understand, maybe they don't really know what we're talking about here. But again, Mong is saying that this story that been reported about Verity Online News that a 15 years old boy, you know, got raped, or in fact, yeah, let me just say in a simple form, the boy, the little boy who can play football, in fact, he can play football, according to the entire story. So he asked his uncle to help him buy him football boots. You're listening to some of you mothers, guardians who always sending your children to go to your uncle. Every time you send the children up and down, you believe that that's the only way that they will get help. Well, I don't know whether that is biological uncle, no, I don't think so. But they said he went there to go and get the football boots now. They play, allegedly though, they play the men do the raping basically to the people's son. And in fact, they're saying that it's not alone, or in fact, not one. I think they're about 2 to 3. So just imagine how that child, that little boy, now what's going to happen to him. Monk, you know, like you said, my brother, every fabric of our society is damaged. When you talk, people think that it's just about praising government, or it's just about to just showcase some kind of a leadership at certain time. Oh yeah, the government is doing well. Yeah, you person that and just criticize. No. You see what we're heading to today, Mom? That no fear anymore. And this thing, let me tell you, Mom. Just imagine that just something that just been done where somebody have to help that little child, according to the entire story. That little child will drop somewhere, and people or someone have to help the child and even make sure that the child come back to life. So what's going to happen if that child not going to get help? That means that child is going to die. They say, they found someone body somewhere. Now how people finding bodies around here? Now how these things happening because of the wicked group of people we call leaders. That they always in the habit of doing wickedness to people. The only way that they can help you is when they give you little or nothing but more. For me, it shocked me this morning. In fact, this afternoon, I saw that story. I felt so terrible because to even hear, then just imagine what can happen to our sisters if they're born, they do that kind of thing too. So then what happened to the young woman? So to that statement about people just getting rid of people, yes, I think I saw that in the Old Testament, certain part of the Old, I'm still trying to figure that out. When they talk about if the child or that person, you know, they have that kind of a mindset, don't allow them to live so that they can be able to manipulate the other people. It's there. Well, you know, that's society. The people come on, the culture change, everything change. They say, no, don't kill the person when they do wrong, when they do the kind of thing, or even when they kill a friend, don't kill them. Allow them, let them go to law, let them go to court. If I let them be in jail. But more what you just said, my brother, if we're having capital punishment, by this time, look, More than what made China to be great. The one made China to even for them to even reach this far.
Oh yeah.
Because of capital punishment.
Yeah.
But for us here today, man, somebody can even born by a lady, 2-3 children and walk out. Whoa. Oh boy, my brother. But so far, actually, I think that what really caught my attention too. Then more, they are the latest story to the auto attacking. But then we go first another thing. Then maybe they'll go with our.
Oh, nothing. I mean, the other day, I think it was on Monday. We were talking about we were supposed to talk about the National Port Authority. The breaking the part of the ports, and the president's veto. How the president's veto was override, but apparently. They seen people that are trying to override the president's veto. Most of them are on the rescue mission. So I was kind of surprised that you will wage a constitutional crisis and set up a bad precedent for the executive when you guys are on the rescue team. So we'll talk about that. But the way I want to start the conversation today, I keep telling you guys, once I'm on the platform for people in the diaspora, because I believe we are an integral part of Liberia. We just happen to find ourselves on a different continent, halfway across the globe, across the Atlantic Ocean. Something happened in Minneapolis yesterday from a protest. And I just want to give people like a hint and a breakdown, because there is a narrative out there. You know, in America, it's the left versus the right, Democrat, Republican, conservatism, and liberalism. So whenever things happen, people want to first see it from a political perspective. They are not looking for the facts. They are looking for something that fits their narrative. And I keep saying it. When you want to make critical decisions, you have to have a mind, like an open slate. You come with a blank slate. You look at the angles, you look at the narrative, you look at the history of things. You analyze things before you can make a decision. The reason people hate to think, the reason in most instances, emotion will always overcome the logic, because logic is very difficult. It's very hard to think. Thinking will make you uncomfortable, and people hate to be uncomfortable. Thinking will make you to abandon some of your pre-existing belief. It's almost like I think I told you one day, I said, maybe when you're on the show, since you were born, you know that the sky is blue. And one day somebody just pop up from nowhere and say the sky is green. It's not something you would take easily. That's why people hate to divorce from certain religious teaching, even though they know logically it's a lie. But they will not want to accept it because why? That's why they have been programmed all their life. So no matter how you explain it, no, he will find talking points that will fake that belief or that teaching that he was indoctrinated with since growing up. He know that even the book, it happened in all religious concepts. That's why we got different religions in the world. We don't understand God. We are trying to. So technically, we are all guessing. But when you read some spiritual thing, you know that it does not make sense. The story does not add up. Because over time in history, we know that some of the religious texts, they were manipulated. Some empires or some emperors came and changed it. They were extracted some books. So we are not even reading a complete text. But people will still not want to break away because it's a tradition. Tradition is something that hard to let go when you have been programmed to accept it. So yesterday, I want to give you the history of ICE. ICE was created after the September 11 attack in 2001, but an act of legislation was passed by Congress in 2002. They call it the ICE Act. You can go and search it up on your phone in 2002, wherein because of the terrorist attack, they wanted more federal agents. So they put a segment of the immigration and the custom enforcement, what they call it ICE, Immigration Custom Enforcement. That's what they call it ICE. Every single president that entered that White House in George Bush uses ICE for deportation, for arresting people. And ICE is not like your local police. Your local police is meant to put things in order in your community, in your backyard, in your city, in your state. That's why you got city mayor, you got city council. You have governor, up to governor. That's a state level. The premise I want to establish here is, so ICE is not your typical police. ICE is only giving a mandate from a federal judge to come with ICE is giving a warrant. That's why you see that they are federal. The ATF, the U.S. Marshal, ICE, LDA, I mean not LDA, but DEA, because Labrador, the L only because Labrador, DEA. These are all federal agents Whenever you see them in your community, they are not yet to complete policeman work. They are given an order from a federal judge to execute. So technically, they are messengers that came to enforce a law, and they were giving an arrest warrant for you. It never came from them. It came from a federal judge. That's how the system operates. So when you hear ICE coming, they say, no, we are coming for people who have immigration issue and violent criminal. What happened in Minneapolis yesterday? A warrant. The lady who died, do you know that she was not even a target of an investigation? She was just a regular protester. These guys coming up into your community, they come with their car, they are all dressed up, somebody wearing masks. You want to get an F out of that way because I can call that F war here. They coming, you don't impede, because even interacting with them, they're felony because they are federal agent. When you try to impede their work, it's already a federal crime. So apparently, she got this lady because I think she into the same-sex relationship with another lady who is like an activist or politician, I can say, and coming from out of state. They protesting. When you see the video, they are don't see the one you see on the news, because you know the news in America is not about news, it's all about Muppet Show. They got 4 or 5 different angles. So she blocked the way. She turned her car horizontally, blocked the way. That was the first images people saw on the television or from eyewitnesses. Those guys tell her, no, you got to get away. You cannot block the way. That's why when you see ICE is around, how often, let me ask my Liberian people, when you see ICE around, do you see police officers around? No, because police officers, they are local, because the federal government power exceeds the state power. So when federal agents come in, all the local law enforcement, they go in their cages, they don't come outside, because they know the federal carry more power than the state. So you out there that want to play politics, that want the politician playing games with your life. I look at the city mayor of Minneapolis. I should get it F out of Minneapolis. I said, go and take me out. And you said it, mayor, because you just doing it to entice you. You want to put people's life at risk. The last one I saw him broken by a house in Liberia talking about, I said, some of you guys just born stupid, because if you know exactly what is happening, you will not want to interfere with them. When they kill you, maybe in the name of self-defense, that's a free case. You will just shout, protest, loot. At the end of the day, nothing is going to happen, because they are executing a search in the apprehension warrant. And that warrant is coming from a federal judge, not even the ICE official. So you out there that want to play politics, that want fake news and subscribe to a bunch of nonsense, it's just a warning to you on the show. I'm not here to come play politics, whether you're a Democrat or Republican. When you play stupid games in life, you will win stupid prizes. I always say on this show, we all going to die. For whatsoever reason, whether it will be health issue, whether it will be some unforeseen circumstances, we are all going to die in life. The only thing is, you don't want to die for something you can control. You want to die for things that are beyond your control. Because when you die for things that are within your control, then that's stupidity. You're dead. And even the Bible says, lack of ignorance, due to ignorance, the easier way to interpret it means when you are stupid, you will die. That's what the Bible says. I don't know about the Quran or other book, but it's written in your own Bible. So to you out there that think that because you on one side of the political spectrum, you forgo your common sense, you play stupid, you watch news. Because I told you, America, since 2013, the media narrative have changed. 6 corporations control 90% of all the information in this country. That's why one of the veteran journalists in America, when he was retiring, he said something in 2013. When he was going away, he said, no, we no longer watch news because they have been bought and paid for. Warner Brothers, Walt Disney, Comcast, Fox Corporation, Paramount, they all joined together and bought the entire media. They are not here to give you news. They are here to influence how you think, because that's what they call it, the corporate media. Like they named it again. We don't call it news, we call it the corporate media. They are pushing certain political interests, certain business interests, so they will give you the information based on their objective. So if you sit there, don't follow your law. If you have nothing to do out there, go home, sit down, stay away from the street. ICE is not coming for you. Why do you want to be involved with federal investigations when they are not even coming to you? They will never come to you. They are not coming for you. Why do you want to interfere? And you know the funny thing? When you watch the news, they're calling ICE Nazi. They're calling them Gestapo. How they are waging war on the community. Alex, since when? Why we didn't hear about ICE waging war since 2002 when they were created? Matter of fact, they were created by Congress. So if you are going to call ICE or Nazi force, then you might as well call the entire American government or Nazi government. Because they never came and created ICE. It was the act of Congress, which means all your lawmakers went and created a bill to bring this organization or the government entity into being. So why are you trying to demonize them? Oh, or because you hate the guy that in the warehouse now. So it means you're bringing out work. When Barack Obama said deportation record of all U.S. president history, who did he use? He used ICE. Why you didn't protest? Why you didn't jump in the street? Joe Biden came and used ICE. Donald Trump first administration, he used ICE. George Bush uses ICE. So why are you trying to demonize ICE right now? So to my people out there, I will say again, for you Liberian out there, you can play your gotcha politics just for your safety and your well-being first. Because if you sit there and allow people to play on your mind, like I said, you can protest all you want, you can go and disrupt. You will not stop their work. Their work is legitimate and they are only implementing of order coming from.
Yes,
so that's
I've been watching, even with apart from from the incident, they are still working and they still doing a job. So that one, or in a simpler form, let me just say what you were just saying to our people out there. Maybe they can always say, if CDC empowered, for example, we call it police office, or we call it police, CDC police. Right now, they are called United Party police.
That's
it. Kind of behavior. These are kind of behavior that we have, and but more you're right, because for me, I can look at police officers. I know very well that they are Liberian National Police, for example. Then I call them a party police, or I call them no. If they make steps along the way, I will hold them accountable on what kind of maybe thing that they are done, or maybe somebody made steps along the way. But instead of you branding people just because you think that it's all about politics, and you're very monk. Before even coming back to talk about Donald Trump, or maybe allowing the U.S. to withdraw from all of the other international or maybe organizations, everything, but more, the politics now in the U.S. is getting too high. Let me be frank, and I don't know why the tensions is just building up. The tension, I don't know, Monk. What do you think is the problem?
It's a media narrative. That's just why it is. Ain't nothing better. They can generate chaos if they want to. It all depends who you find in the warehouse. That's just why it is. Like I said, I just give you one example with ICE. Look at even the Maduro situation. How many people exactly know what's happening? One of my guys myself was lecturing yesterday. I said, when Bin Laden was captured, the U.S. killed him, right? And dumped his body into the sea, right? They pointed out what happened to Bin Laden. Okay. When the U.S. led an invasion of Libya, the assassination of Gaddafi under the pretense of an Arab Spring, they dragged his body in the street. When Saddam Hussein was captured, they hanging right in Iraq using their own Iraqi court system. When Donald Trump captured Maduro, where he brought him to a court in New York, the International Court of Arbitration for how they call it, a multinational corporation. Because I told you, I think Venezuela illegally seized critical U.S. assets from ConocoPhillips, from ExxonMobil, from Chevron, British Petroleum, that worth $35 billion. So the court issued an arrest for him. First of all, they gave him time to repay those people money because they were already in contract when he came and seized their asset in the name of nationalizing state resources. So even the number of tanker, you heard that U.S. was seizing oil tank. You know how the court, when you read the court document, 35 billion, the average oil tanker carried 2 million barrels of oil. And the price for oil, I think, is $68 a barrel. So the court will calculate how many million barrels of oil a vessel carried versus the price at that time. So it means every time the Trump people seizes or oil tanker, that money applied to the debt of the corporations you are owing. Those are American interests. But when you watch the news, they will never give you the detail. And you know why they will never give you the detail? Because the guy who is in power now, they want to make him look like he's some gangster. Even though he's executing the law and a warrant from a court. That's why Maduro is in court. You see them killing Maduro? And you saw him here, Johnson sitting there in court.
Yes.
No, but when you watch the news, you will never get this kind of information because they are not interested in giving you news. They are interested in playing politics. So rather than telling people the details as to what's happening, how the whole oil industry, who built all the oil rigs, let me tell you something. When you set your phone, maybe there are so many oil producing countries in the world. But when you look at the oil industry, they always do business to where it is cheaper to conduct operation. People talk about, oh, they only go to the poor country because they want the oil. I say, you're a fool. The largest producer of oil in the whole world is America. You don't know that? Check on your phone. Japan is the largest producer of oil in the world. I didn't say the supplier. The largest producer of oil in the world is America. You know why Venezuela always struggle? Because Venezuela oil is like a mud that's stuck on the ground. It's very expensive to drill oil in Venezuela as opposed to like a Nigeria or Saudi Arabia. You need sophisticated technology and this thing costs money. That's how the U.S. government and other international businesses went and built the infrastructure there. And you cannot just come and seize them. If you want to seize it, okay, then pay their money back and the damage that you caused. That's why they went to court. That's why he's in court. But you ask the Irish president, Stuart Maduro's in court, no. The first thing will tell you, either they went there for the oil or Donald Trump want to invade another people's country. That's just why they would never take the details, because the details that you need to know to understand, no, you will never get that. They're not interested in that. That's why I always keep saying this show. If you're watching TV in America, you're watching a Muppet show, you will be your brain will be deteriorating every day because they're not giving you news. You don't want to go out there and get information, then you will just be victim of circumstances. So you can say all you want, whether you can call Donald Trump name, organ and justifying. No. If you might go stay in front of ICE in the name of a protest, my brother Enzo Dollar, you are at liberty to go and interfere with federal investigation. You know, that's just it. I'm just saying to the people out there who just want to protect themselves, stay away from this so-called protest impeding ICE investigation. It will be for your own good. Because whether it's a Democrat in the White House or Republican, ICE will do their job. You know how many Liberians ran away from this country that went to Canada when Obama was in power? There was a 3 a.m. raid. But no, the reason being, there was no protest because he's a liberal. They were the same armed forces he was using. He didn't use nobody. Breaking into people's apartment, coming with one door van. Guess what? The media will never cover it up. That's just how the media is structured. It means that he was doing the wrong thing. He was executing a warrant from federal judges. The question is, why you want to demonize them? Why you want to make it say we are at war? No, these people have been here for the past almost 20 years. But no, because you want to play politics. That's why you hear your governor and your city mayor talking about we are at war with the federal government. You can be at war with the federal government in America because they are politicians. They will play on your ignorance and your emotions. So everything is okay. Go there. I'm just saying that for the one out there, they say those that have ears to hear, let them hear, right? That's it.
Yes, my brother, thank you. Thank you. You people that are really on our side, you know exactly what's happening and what's going on there. So, but we are also watching and finding out of the happening to us back home through the news outlet, you know. And yes, so at the end of the day, like you said, some people will do maybe they will play their politics, but the reality is there. For me, I don't really know what really went wrong, but in any other way, for me, I think having that woman killed, I think that was one of the last maybe thing that should have been done. But again, everybody happy, and we don't know exactly what's going to happen next. How investigation, whether there will be any investigation, because this is the thing about some of the protesters according for. I don't know whether they're going to work out more, whether there will be any form of investigation, because we're already hearing that in fact there was self-defense.
Oh, they will always conduct investigation. And the same thing that happened to us, maybe when I came from California, when I moved into this community, the same thing we see happening with the police, how the police and law enforcement has been politicized. When I came to this state, people used to have fun with police. You having your little barbecue, the guys on La Brin, all the police. There was total community engagement with the community and the police. Nobody used to be afraid of police. You're on the soccer field, policemen can Sktv-Lib or people. Color, it take 2 sticks of me. He is eating, lecturing. Our girls used to play a kickball match or kickball matches with police. But guess what happened over the years? Get like war. Because what? They see media. You know, there are a lot of police officers. When you go to the Department of Homeland Security and Law Enforcement, you will see police officers that have been killed all over the country. But it will never be reported on the mainstream media. The moment the police shoot one person up, and matter of fact, when that person is already black, but that's the kind of news they are looking for. That one will flood the airway. It will take over the whole country. So one time I asked myself, okay, the last time on the police fraternity website, they said 300 of them died in a year throughout America. I said, you won't tell me more than 300 police officers were killed in this country, and we don't even know because they will never show it. on the mainstream. They are only looking for that political narrative so they can say that racism. Because when you bring the racism, then they left in a party line. Because of the narrative here. And you know, when you're a Republican, you're supposed to be against minority. So once a policeman, even though that blue state here, controlled by Democrat, you saw what happened with the George Floyd incident? It took the whole war, right? Well, how many people know about the history of George Floyd? You know that prior to his death, that he spent. I'm not justifying his death. I would never do that. I know that policeman had no reason to put his knee on his neck and suffocate him. But like I said, the official autopsy report from the state of Minnesota said you have fentanyl overdose. How many people knew that George Floyd spent 30 years of his life behind prison before that incident happened? Because like I said, they don't want to give you the entire picture, because when you give people the entire picture, they can make sound decisions. So they look at the angle that will fit the talking point and the narrative and the political aspect. This is why the tension in this country is getting higher all the time. Because, like I said, it's a media narrative. So to my people out there, I would say most especially Liberian, because on our platform we got more Liberian. It's up to you. Just stay away from law enforcement. Even if it's a local police, they are not coming for you. Stay away, because when police shoot you, well, they can always say self-defense. Well, that case can go. So you can do at your own risk.
And that's the terrible part of it. Like you are saying, my brother, I think whether even in the US or right here in Liberia, the best thing they have, Monk, is for you to stay out of trouble. For me, that how some of us, even with all of our contacts, with all of our this and that, we always out of trouble. Even if I'm sitting somewhere and police officer come there, for example, or even security officers come there, I will wait. If I have an ID card, everything, when they ask what happened, or maybe when they want to arrest people there, yeah, I will identify myself. If they still want to arrest me, we have no problem. I will go with them. If there are issues, maybe if the crime, maybe the situation there, if I'm not part of it, yes, they will have me released. But more like you are saying, my brother, all of the entire thing, it's terrible.
Let me tell you something today, right?
It's right here in Liberia. Even that's why our politics here too is also terrible. Because we are not discussing the issues. You will see one person on the radio instead of that person educating or talking about issues that are affecting our people. They will go and just attacking people, just saying all kinds of things and be doing all kinds of things.
Let me tell you one fundamental difference between law enforcement back home and here. In Liberia, law enforcement people are giving the authority. Some of them we don't even respect it. They don't get paid on time. Yeah, they come and beg you for money. In America, law enforcement is an institution. And the difference is only gun in this country is a constitutional right. So the police know that there is a society wherein I'm dealing with people with arms. So when they come into you, they come in with their full force and their full might, because they know they can die.
And I always say that, Mom.
Yeah. And not like Liberia, own police can you can make arguments because they know you get guns, so they will treat you in a way that they won't be too forceful on you, because they know that it's a lesser risk. Take for example, you live places that know Minneapolis where they can shoot gun, like they shooting firecracker every day. Okay, if a policeman is caught in that area, do you think he coming there thinking that he going into a nice neighborhood? No. He coming there with the expectation that I can get killed. Any little thing that would jeopardize his life, he's shooting. Because he know if he cannot shoot first, somebody will get him. And he got his family too. He got his children back home. His woman is expecting him to go home. That is why when law enforcement in America come, whether it's your local police, just be law-abiding and cooperate. Because even if they will kill you, they will say, okay, yeah, the policeman on leave. Can you verify that he on leave when you are dead? And in America, they will always protect the institution over the individual. There is nothing that you would do. If the police were to kill 500 civilians, the state will say, yeah, we get a family lawsuit, we settle them. At the end of the day, they will never abandon their law enforcement, because that just how the system operate. So why you want to put yourself through all that hurdle? If you can cooperate, why not cooperate? Police say, get out of the way, get out of the way. They're not coming to your house. Why you want to impede federal investigation? Why you want to jump in the way? Why you want to block the street? Why you want to ram them up? It's stupidity. Just walk away. They're not coming to you. Comply. Even when the police put you in traffic, can I have your driver license, your insurance? And the first two things they can ask for, my brother, get your driver license and your insurance. Sir, can you step out of the car, open your car door, walk out, force them to do things that you're supposed to do. Then that way, people will be here to back your action. You don't impede any investigation, both from a domestic standpoint and federal standpoint. Stay away. Simple. Like I said, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. That's all I can say.
And similar, you know, everything that you are just maybe explaining more. Most of the things happen here, like in fact, on a daily basis, even with our police officers, especially those ones that are on the traffic. A passenger will be sitting in a car, more, for example. I don't even know what kind of a society I want. I said, almost the same thing that happened on the same thing happening here more, because a passenger will be in the car, and the police officer will stop that part. They call the driver. They asking the driver for his or her lesson. Then you see the passengers interfering more, talking from the other end to the other end. Because, like you said, my brother, for our side, yes, for our side, all these things when you do it, you just go free. Nobody punish you. The law won't punish, because if just see that lady that day, monk. There was this video that was training one time about I don't know, a pastor wife, right, who was in found near to even assault the police officer that day. Just imagine just for the cross the street. What the police officer did, what the police officer, why were they happening between them? Nobody who saw her, you know, behaving like something very, very happy or something wrong with her. Well, that's a society, and I don't know why this thing happening, but for me, my sympathy to the family. I don't know how soon, because I'm also getting.
But you saw the family response, right? I sent you the screenshot from the Daily Mail.
Yeah. I'm also getting a report from the New York Times. I think almost a minute. They are saying the U.S. agency blocked Minnesota officials from investigating the shooting of the 37-year-old woman. I don't know how that's going to happen. But again, that's the information that we're getting. Just in a minute, though, they say they have been blocked from investigating.
That's the power of the Fed. They get something in America, they call it supremacy clause. Check on your phone. Think about level information is so. I don't need to explain some of these things. When you come to this country, like I tell our people, I say, if you think you stay in your tail, what country you get it wrong. They have something in America they call the supremacy clause, where in the federal trumps every power. You can be in the state of Minnesota. Minnesota is a state. When the federal say we conduct an investigation, every law enforcement in Minnesota is shut down. They have that power. They just make one phone call and you are out. Maybe even with your local law enforcement officer, when you are driving and the police pull you over, and that police is asking you for your insurance or even your driver's license. If you know that particular document is somewhere where it will make you to look like you are moving, because sometimes they got people that got shot because they were trying to position themselves to take that document, and police may assuming you are going for a gun too. Like I said, it's almost like who come first, because the police know in this society people carry guns and their life is at risk. Matter of fact, they have been killed in the line of duty every day, so they are out there. They are always vigilant. They are always vigilant. So it means if you are in a compromising position and you know that document is somewhere where it will compromise yourself, tell the policeman, say, sir, you put your hand up. Can you come and take that document in my glove compartment? He will be forced, because guess what? He can see your both hands. You are not at risk. If that policeman believes that the way in which you are turning, trying to get that information, if he believes it's compromising, trust me, he's capable of shooting you, and he will claim that self-defense. Who are going to advocate for you? Even if they advocate for you and you win the case, my brother, dead men don't talk.
Well, man, Mark, what kind of case they give you, man?
Dead people don't talk. That's the logic. Avoid it. I'm not saying you will not run to the police, and somebody can be very rude and abusive. But guess what? Because of the power vested in them, you just need to play your role. Your role is a safety. Always do anything to de-escalate when they can get out of that situation. That's what they call common sense. I'm not going to argue with you. The most a policeman can do to you, send you to court and write you a ticket. Well, I $75, $100 I will pay, but at least I'm living. I can go to work and pay that ticket. I'm not going to argue with you. Do your due, bro. That's it. But anyway,
wonderful. Yeah, Mark, thank you. Quickly before we go off of the entire Donald Trump issue, what say you with the with Donald Trump calling on the U.S. to stay away from almost, I think, 66 organizations, including the UN, I think 33 treaty or so forth, you may call. What say you with that? Would that have a serious negative maybe impact on these organizations? Because mind you, though, America played one of the major role into some of the organizations, especially the other UN.
Oh yeah, but like I said, I mean, some of them will be treated, some of them are executive order. It all depends on the administration policy. We saw it with USAID. We saw it with other organizations. People have issue with World Health Organization, and it's not only the US. Some countries that we just saw Ghana exiting the IMF. Look, my brother, the war is changing. We live in a multipolar war, and I mean these days. The 19th century or the 18th century war that used to work, no, it's different. I saw Louis Brown making his statement about the issue in Venezuela. I was like, my brother, you are at the UN. You have your freedom to say what you want to say. You should always put your country best interest based on your commander-in-chief that sent you to represent your country. So we're seeing people exiting these globalist institutions, IMF. People be like, you know what? You've been operating for long. We're not seeing progress. It's your choice. Nobody put a gun to your neck this day. If Donald Trump administration believe that UN chapters, whether it's the which or committee or which council, if they're not setting your interest right, guess what? They will pull up. Now we're seeing something with Greenland. Some people say, oh, Norway want Greenland, America. No, that policy, it can change. He's not going to be president forever. Even if he disagree with the policy, his time will still come to an end if you bring somebody there who believe it's all about executing your vision and your plan, your executive order. That's it. That's why the people are not fools in America. Anything the president pass is temporary. Anything that Congress pass is permanent. If you don't know anything, at least honestly know two things. President will come and go, the system remain in place. When Congress pass something, it's law and binding. And that's it. And that's how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. Thank you, my dear brother. Another brother Aliu also following us. I hope that he joined us. We have probably about 8 more minutes to go. But Mark, like you said, my brother, there are things happening back home, ranging from the entire port issues, claims, and counter claims. I don't know. Maybe, yeah, we can go into that and just have our own say. But for me, I'm a bit frustrated with the way all of these things are going, because if you are making laws, and some of the laws that you are making, the people that, or maybe the people that you are making the laws for, Mark, they have no maybe saying into the laws, or they are not involved, then what kind of law are you making? Are you making the laws in your own interest, or are you making the laws just so that the people can say, oh yeah, you know, we have the lawmakers and they're making the law? But at the end of the day, you are the direct beneficiary, or maybe someone that's going to get this thing, even if you are in and out of power. And that's the kind of a system that we keep seeing more times in and times out with the entire port issues. Veto part one. I think we also hear again about another veto part 2. But it's just becoming a lot of mixed reactions, dissatisfactions, and frustration. What's going on?
The port issue is very complicated. We said it before on the show. For me, not even before Costa came out recently and calling some individual names, some shady investor with that ongoing investigation in the Ivory Coast, Sierra Leone, and he got a vast empire. He into entertainment and all. You know, the media is a very important tool that you can use because it spread a message out there. They got bought Cano Horizon. He buying a lot of other media houses because he wants to extend his influence, and he's a multi-billionaire, right? So he has the power. For me, from day one, we talked about this on the show. I think more than months ago on the whole port thing when it first surfaced. I said this thing is nothing but political ambition. It's all about stealing. They know the Liberian people will not react. Anyway, most of them don't pay attention to this kind of a critical issue. And even if they will pay attention, they are not grounded in it. The vast majority of them will barely understand. Most of the media houses, they will only address it on the surface. But, Melbourne, the one problem I have in Liberia too when it comes to these things, right? Who told these lawmakers that when you are from a particular county, because you are from that county and certain critical infrastructures in that county mean you can just make decisions on behalf of the country? It almost like Lufian lawmaker talking about, oh, Wologisi Mountain. Wologisi Mountain is set within Lofa. Being a lawmaker from Lofa, you are not the one that can decide. It's for Liberia. It's not for Lofa County. Even though the mountain physically sit in Lofa County, because that's the impression now. That's why the bill came from Yombli Kanga. So the question you ask yourself, if it was for the economic benefit of Liberia, do you think it need to come from people or lawmakers that are from county with ports? You don't think all the lawmakers from Magibi and all the county with output, they got to make import? But guess what? All the 4 ports, the 4 counties, their lawmaker, Yombli Kanga being the ringleader, was the one that's proposing the bill. So I asked somebody, I talked to one guy who been in the maritime. I said, bro, why is the whole essence of this thing? I mean, because they are not making the case economically, whether it will improve service delivery, whether it will have a major impact on the economy. I'm yet to see those data that will prove that, you know what, there is a wise decision. For me, I love privatizing certain controls or institutions in government for better services. But I don't think that's I don't think that is a motive. Because if that is the motive, you got to maritime, you got to put authority under the executive branch, right? That's where the expertise lies. Why are you taking it out of the process? Normally, why do you know about ports? Why is the expertise when it comes to running port authority? Maybe I think you are muted.
Even if you go back into that bill that they're even talking about, Monk, you would see something. They also talk about board members. I think constituting about 9, right? 9 board members. I don't know to what. Why would you want to have almost about 9 persons, or maybe that? And even some of the reasons, some of the things that will be even behind the scenes is that the president vetoing this bill, that bill, because they take all of the power, they take all of the appointing power and give it to the board. Why would you want to even do that? So that, for example, Mark, if you appoint the boards, or maybe if you recommend some of the boards, any board they are there, you don't think that they will be appointing your interest?
No, we have both. We got both there for a reason. The thing here is, we just look at the constitutional aspect and the economic aspect. Yeah. Because now the president concerned. The president concerned is not about the board. The president concerned, I don't know whether he's the one even say concerned, or that a certain group of people within his orbits, because I know sometimes he operate like they just using like a placeholder. Maybe they just a rift. Like the same thing we saw with the, how they call it, the former United Party chairman, or Wilmer Pay, the National Investment Commission, wherein you got 2 different forces fighting for their own interest, but making it look like, oh, the president for this one. Okay, the president concern is there are a lot of interrelated measures that might overlap when it comes to the 2, or how they can call it. One of them, I forgot the name, they call it the Liberian Sea and Inland Regulatory Authority Act. The other one, they call it the Liberian Inland and Decentralization Act. The president is saying that there's a complicated process. They are all intertwined, they are all overlapped. So you want to clarify. A matter of fact, the National Port Authority, there was an act that created a port. They have their own regulation, their own operational manual. If you want to fragment or desegment the port, you got to address the regulatory issue first before you can come up with the idea. Because what happens when you look at things like contract that already been signed, right? You got to look at custom administration. You got to look at revenue. You got to look at consultation, right? Accountability. What happened to the employees of the port? If you give it to our investor, how do you transition? All these regulatory laws that are in place, the intertwining of them, you must first address them. You don't just come and just sign deal, because you want to avoid conflict into the future. And then the political aspect, like you said, you are setting your bad precedent. Why is not coming from the executive? Why is you come from lawmaker? Lawmaker is sort of ratify and make laws. I don't know about you going to investor directly in the name of bringing investment. No, because at the end of the day, this thing is about money. It's about financing a campaign. It's about giving them more power. It's about giving them more leverage. Because in Liberia, like I said, the vast majority of people don't pay attention to these things. Matter of fact, they are not even explained for the layman to understand what's happening.
To understand. Well, that's where we go with the Ministry of Information that's supposed to be informing our people. And they are always there, Monk, and, on that kind of a combative mood and haughty and put. And you're right. So that's why in many cases, our people, sometimes they don't even understand some of these things before they wake up one early morning. They want to see the companies, they want to see the investors, starting work, or maybe sometimes go to the villages and start to do a lot of things, because our government not willing to inform our people, because they don't want our people to ask some of the core questions that we're asking. Because our people will ask, even though they will be thinking that most of our people, they are not educated, but yet still most of our people, they have common sense. So they will ask, what's going to happen if this happen, if they put it? Come on, that's another form of empowering other counties, or maybe other areas. For example, some of the counties that already have some of the major resources, right? So that port alone will be like another gateway for some of them, for their counties, and it to be able to have better things going. But like you said, these things should also be, or maybe placed somewhere where maybe our government or our president will come up with the kind of idea and say, okay, I have the plan, I have this, I have that. That means put down all of the plans with all of my people and send it straight to the boss and see what they will do. Well, instead, but everything just stay the same, and people are doing what they want to do. But Mark, let's go for the break. When we come back,
we'll be back and we'll talk about the poll issue before we can take calls. And I hope some of the people some of the experts that know about the situation have been following, maybe they might chime in as well. We want to hear from them, but a lot going on.
We cannot continue to be a sycophant. We can't run this country on deception and lies and fake propaganda. The people who elected us, they are watching us. They see us. They can feel. Their nose can smell. Their ear can hear. When we do the needful, they will care for 2029. You stop that deception and lies.
Your full name and your position, sir.
My name is Daniel Zemaza. I am the chairman for Rapid Media Response Team for the Rescue Mission, Nima Chapter, District Number 3.
And also in the House of the Senator.
I'm also a Media and Communication Director in the office of Senator Nadi Point, Nima Chapter. I also serve as a loyalist. I also serve as a patriot. I also serve as a loyalist for Unity Party and a steward for Unity Party 2005.
And also I'm activist.
I'm also an activist, social activist. I speak against ill society.
You're welcome.
And that's why I'm here today to tell the people who turn out to support that Canada guy. Thank you. Let God bless you. Koga, thank you. Don't really turn out.
You saw all of the district coordinator came for this.
Not everybody. I saw that few people who came.
But why can't you mention it? You're not talking about Koga.
Yeah, Nelson Kim. I mean, who?
Nelson Kim and Napa Way. All of them.
Napa Way, the commission. I mean, the former commissioner. Who is the?
Even the district commissioner of Buya was here.
Excuse me.
Why can't you mention that?
Who is the? Who works at the Labor Ministry?
All of them were here.
Yeah, those who came. Gratitude to them. Thank you. What I'm saying here is the people who were trying to come were not here. Those who came, they came on their own account. But you know the party people are not proceeding well. They need to change. They can't change. 2029 will be a rocking and terrible, dangerous road for you.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure. And also in the House of the Senator.
We cannot continue to be a sycophant. We can't run this country on deception and lies and fake propaganda. The people who elected us, they are watching us. They see us. They can feel. Their nose can smell. Their ear can hear. When we do the needful, they will care for 2029. You stop that deception and lies.
Your full name and your position, sir.
My name is Daniel Zemaza. I am the chairman for Rapid Media Response Team for the Rescue Mission, Nima Chapter, District Number 3.
And also in the House of the Senator.
I'm also a Media and Communication Director in the office of Senator Nadi Point, Nima Chapter. I also serve as a loyalist. I also serve as a patriot. I also serve as a loyalist for Unity Party and a steward for Unity Party 2005.
And also I'm activist.
I'm also an activist, social activist. I speak against ill society.
You're welcome.
And that's why I'm here today to tell the people who turn out to support that Canada guy. Thank you. Let God bless you. Koga, thank you. Don't really turn out.
You saw all of the district coordinator came for this.
Not everybody. I saw that few people who came.
But why can't you mention it? You're not talking about Koga.
Yeah, Nelson Kim.
We have been struggling for a long time.
My fellow Liberians at home and abroad, I greet you this new year with fire in my heart and hope in my soul. For too long, we have watched our beloved Liberia suffer. We have watched corruption eat our country like a cancer. We have watched our children graduate from university only to sit at home with no jobs. We have watched our mothers walk miles to hospital only to find no medicine. We have watched our farmers walk from sunrise to sunset only to see their crops on roads that have no face. We have watched and we have waited. We have watched for the Unity Party to deliver on their promises. They didn't. We waited for CDC before them. They failed us too. We have been patient. We have been hopeful. We have been disappointed. But I'm here to tell you today, the waiting is over. Let me tell you about some of the amazing work the CMC has been doing to bring true relief to our people. The Citizen Movement for Change, since its launch in March 2025, have delivered an astounding number of projects from roads to bridges, schools to clinic rehabilitation, donation to community organizations, including market women, churches, mosques, youth organizations, from the road in Nimba County to the bridges we are about to build in Lofa, in Bonn. This is only the beginning. If we can accomplish this much in such a short period, imagine how much more we could do together in 2026. 2026 is not just another year. 2026 is the year we take back our country. 2026 is the year the Citizens Movement for Change rises. And Liberia rises with us too. To let you know that we mean business, we're not here to joke. Here are a few projects we've earmarked. In Lofa County, we're going to connect Bakedu with Tuso, a bridge that has taken so many lives. Hopefully, 2026, we see the beginning of the end of the suffering of the people of Guadeloupe. In Banga, we are going to do a bridge that has literally divided the capital of the central point of the Republic of Liberia. In 2026, we will bring relief to the people of Banga Bon Country. In 2026, we commence the construction of the Tiawon-Se-Gonglo Bridge, an important connection between the people of Bon County and the people of Nimba County. These are a few projects that we intend to earmark. In January this year, the end of this month, we'll be in Grand Jide, where we earmark two very important projects and also one in River G in Sano County. We have projects in Grand Kipma, Bomi, and we have projects in Bapolo counties. These are our targets for 2026, including Monserrado, Grand Bassa, and the great county of Magibi. I know some of you are tired of politicians who make promises they never keep, tired of leaders who serve themselves while you struggle, tired of hoping for change that never comes. I understand that tiredness. I feel it too. But let me tell you what I also feel. I feel the strength of a mother in Nimba who wakes up before dawn to provide for her children. I feel the determination of a young graduate in Monrovia who refuses to give up on his dreams. I feel the pride of a farmer in Lofa whose hands have fed this nation for generations. I feel the love of our brothers and sisters in the diaspora, in America, in Europe, in Ghana, who send money home every month because they have never stopped believing in Liberia. That strength, that determination, that pride, that love, that is the real Liberia. And that Liberia, your Liberia, deserves better than what we have received. So here is my promise to you, not as a politician, but as a Liberian who lost this country with everything I have. CMC will end corruption, not reduce it, not manage it, end it. CMC will create jobs, real jobs, jobs that let you provide for your family with dignity. CMC will build roads that connect our farmers to markets, roads that connect our children to school. CMC will put medicine in hospitals, so no mother ever has to watch her child suffer because some politicians stole the health budget. CMC will unite this nation. No tribe left behind. Competence over connection. One Liberia for all Liberians. But I cannot do this alone. CMC cannot do this alone. This movement, this revolution, it belongs to you. You, the student who dreams of a better future. You, the mother who prays for her children every night. You, the father who sweat feeds this nation. You, the professional who is embarrassed by what Liberia has become. You in the diaspora who left because Liberia failed you, but whose heart never left home. This is your movement. This is your movement. This is your Liberia. So I'm asking you, no, I'm calling you to join us. Join CMC, not because we have all the answers, but because together we are the answer. Sign up, volunteer, donate what you can, share this message to your neighbors. Be the change you have been waiting for. 2026, the year of change. The year we stop waiting. The year we start to build. The year we take back what is ours. Liberia first, citizens empowered for the people, by the people. Happy New Year, my people. The awakening has begun. God bless you, and God bless the people and the Republic of Liberia.
We have been struggling for a long time, my people are tired. The sun is hot in the streets, but we still have no money. Mothers are praying, God, please send us someone new. We need leaders who will really help us and stop the suffering. Our young people are losing their dreams. School is falling apart. Hope feels so far away. We just need one real change.
Struggle. Tired of hoping for change that never comes. I understand that tiredness. I feel it too. But let me tell you what I also feel. I feel the strength of a mother in Nimba who wakes up before dawn to provide for her children. I feel the determination of a young graduate in Monrovia who refuses to give up on his dreams. I feel the pride of a farmer in Lofa whose hands have fed this nation for generations. I feel the love of our brothers and sisters in the diaspora, in America, in Europe, in Ghana, who send money home every month because they have never stopped believing in Liberia. That strength, that determination, that pride, that love, that is the real Liberia. And that Liberia, your Liberia, deserves better than what we have received. So here is my promise to you, not as a politician, but as a Liberian who lost this country with everything I have. CMC will end corruption, not reduce it, not manage it, end it. CMC will create jobs, real jobs, jobs that let you provide for your family with dignity. CMC will build roads that connect our farmers to markets, roads that connect our children to school. CMC will put medicine in hospitals, so no mother ever has to watch her child suffer because some politicians stole the health budget. CMC will unite this nation. No tribe left behind. Competence over connection. One Liberia for all Liberians. But I cannot do this alone. CMC cannot do this alone. This movement, this revolution, it belongs to you. You, the student who dreams of a better future. You, the mother who prays for her children every night. You, the father whose sweat feeds this nation. You, the professional who is embarrassed by what Liberia has become. You in the diaspora who left because Liberia failed you, but whose heart never left home. This is your movement. This is your movement. This is your Liberia. So I'm asking you, no, I'm calling you to join us. Join CMC, not because we have all the answers, but because together we are the answer. Sign up, volunteer, donate what you can, share this message to your neighbors. Be the change you have been waiting for. 2026, the year of change. The year we stop waiting. The year we start to
We cannot continue to be a sycophant. We can't run this country on deception and lies and fake propaganda. The people who elected us, they are watching us. They see us. They can feel. Their nose can smell. Their ear can hear. When we do the needful, they will care for 2029. You stop that deception and lies.
Your full name and your position, sir.
My name is Daniel Zemaza. I am the chairman for Rapid Media Response Team for the Rescue Mission, Nima Chapter, District Number 3.
And also,
we cannot continue to be a sycophant. We can't run this country on deception and lies and fake propaganda. The people who elected us, they are watching us. They see us. They can feel. Their nose can smell. Their ear can hear. When we do the needful, they will care for 2029. You stop that deception and lies.
your full name and your position, sir.
My name is Daniel Zemaza. I am the chairman for Rapid Media Response Team for the Rescue Mission, Nima Chapter, District Number 3.
And also in the House of the Senator.
I'm also a media and communication director in the office of Senator Nadi Point, Nima Chapter. I also serve as a loyalist. I also serve as a patriot. I also serve as a loyalist for Unity Party and a steward for Unity Party 2005.
And also, I'm activist.
I'm also an activist, social activist. I speak against ill society.
You're welcome.
And that's why I'm here today to tell the people who turn out, who supported that Canada West guy, thank you. That God bless you. Koga, thank you. Those who didn't turn out.
You saw all of the district coordinator came for this.
Not everybody. I saw that few people who came.
But why can't you mention it? You're not talking about Koga.
Yeah, Nelson Kim. I mean, who?
Nelson Kim.
Well, we're back after the news break. Better say the news bulletin. We're back with the show 17 minutes past 7. That's the time check. Mark, we're back. So let's continue. That video just surfaced on the internet. It's been trending. That coming from the Aisha will also say coming from the horse's mouth, and that's one of the strong supporter of the rescue government, also giving his own take on what happened. But more, what say you, my brother? We're back. Mark? All right. So it's like Mark.
Maybe are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Well, we facing some issues. I don't know what's going on again. I think Mr. Connor have something down on the because all of our viewers have been shifted away. So I think on the YouTube and on the Facebook have been blocked. But go ahead, Mark.
We blocked on Facebook?
Yeah, just happened. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I don't know though. But anyway, maybe go ahead. I'm trying to see what's going on. But go ahead.
Well, it's so funny. I was just watching the video. The guy that was on, he gave you a whole laundry list of his title. He called himself a loyalist. Then he said he's an activist. No, loyalist cannot be an activist. And then he called himself a patriot. Patriot cannot be loyalist. Because when you are loyalist, it means you have sold all your rights and your sense of reason because you have taken the side already. So you cannot say you are nationalists. Nationalists are people that are with open mind that seek their country's interest first before their political leader or political party. But you just give your entire portfolio, all the people that you support. You call yourself a loyalist and you're talking about nationalists. Come on, bro. Get off the camera.
Let me play the video among you for the second time. So our people can maybe get some of the things that we are saying.
Continue to be a sycophant. We can't run this country on deception and lies. We cannot continue to be a sycophant. We can't run this country on deception and lies and fake propaganda. The people who elected us, they are watching us. They see us. They can feel. Their nose can smell. Their ear can hear. When we do the needful, they will care for 2029. You stop that deception and lies.
Your full name and your position, sir.
My name is Daniel Zemaza. I am the chairman for Rapid Media Response Team for the Rescue Mission, Nima Chapter, District Number 3.
And also in the House of the Senator.
I'm also a media and communication director in the office of Senator Nadi Point, Nima Chapter. I also serve as a loyalist. I also serve as a patriot. I also serve as a loyalist for Unity Party and a steward for Unity Party, 2005.
I'm activist.
I'm also an activist, social activist. I speak against ill society.
You're welcome.
And that's why I'm here today to tell the people who turn out, who supported that Canada guy, thank you. That God bless you. Koga, thank you. Those who didn't turn out.
But you saw all of the district coordinator came for this via.
Not everybody. I saw that few people who came.
But why can't you mention it? You're not talking about Koga.
Yeah, Nelson Kim. I mean, who?
Nelson Kim.
Yeah,
and Napa Way. All of them.
Napa Way, the commission. I mean, the former commissioner. Yeah. Who is the?
Even the district commissioner, Buya was here.
Excuse me.
Why can't you mention that?
Who is the? Who works at the labor ministry?
All of them were here.
Yeah, those who came. Gratitude to them. Thank you. What I'm saying here is the people who started to come were not here. Those who came, they came on their own account. But you know the party people not proceeding well. They need to change. They can't change. 2029 will be a racket and terrible dangerous road for you.
Thank you.
Well, there we go. When we say these things, sometimes people feel that we hate, we don't like, and thank God that we are more. So, the video now would be that maybe one of our video for 2026. That will be into our archive so that everything will come. Yes. But it is really interesting. You can run a country, especially the kind of more poor, struggling country, with deception, more. And I just like the way you put everything, but it's just that when you start putting all kinds of titles on yourself now, loyalist and patriot and all.
You forgot about one label in the title. He say, I'm also a professional beggar, because at the end of the day, he's still going to beg. At the one he left out, calling about you a patriot. You can never be. You are a propagandist. You are bought and paid for. You will go and beg. You're going to bootleg to your masters, because for you don't see your future. You see what you can get today. That's why you got all those titles. At the end of the day, you got to
go back to what you were saying. We can, they can see, they can smell, and they know exactly what's happening. What do more? Is that a true confession that yes, indeed, our people, they are feeding the situation?
Who people?
You're talking about his people that yes, indeed, the people they can see, they can smell, they do, all kinds of things. So I'm asking whether he's sensing that
something on the ground. Yeah, he's sending a warning to them. He's a loyalist, but at least he's a loyalist that calling the shot and seeing what happened, because he's over there. He's on the ground. He's with the locals. He's seeing the political dynamics, how it's shifting, maybe the conversation and how people are reacting. So technically, he's sending the signal to his puppet masters that if you can put your act together, it will be a problem for you in the future. But he's now a patriot. He's a loyalist, like he said. Like I said, the major title he forgot to say, I'm a professional beggar at the end of the day, because there are people that he's looking forward to and they are disappointing him, and people are giving their responses. That's something that he's monitoring on ground. Melbourne, when you are in the position of power, it takes wise leader to know what's happening at the lower level. Power make you to believe that you can walk on water, that you don't pay attention, or the resentment, the sentiment that we saw with CDC. We are here for 24 years, 30 years, Lord. No, all the warning signs were there. People were seeing it. And if you when you refuse to pay attention, you will pay a political price. For me, I already know the expectation of the administration is already high. Their failure to deliver on the most, I don't care how many projects is so-called rescue whole day. You go open one cafeteria, you call it lower cafeteria, you build one overpass. If you think that's what will help you 6 years, or 3 years from now, you are in a losing game. It's not going to work. The most important, the pressing issue, the fundamental issue affecting that country, if you cannot address them and people get the impression that, the president is making progress and impacting our life, you will be out. And we have maybe that I won't mentally know that the loyalists with all the
Mom, you are interesting. You just have something about power. And that's the fact. When people are into positions, Monk, they think that they own the entire world, or in fact, they own everybody that even work for them. They own everything until they don't want to listen. They don't want you to talk. They don't want you to have any kind of input or maybe something on any issues until when they lose the power, when they lose everything, then that's the time they start to want to
pay attention. Yeah, they were overlooking first, because the same people that voted for you, there was a reason. That's why I said with the rescue mission, it's even riskier. Let me tell you something. George Weah, I never supported George Weah. People say, Mong, I say no, I love George Weah. I get know he cannot run a country, whether you like it or not. You can do your emotional game. I know that at the end of the day, he will not be an effective leader. There is no way because he was impure for that. But in terms of popularity, like I said, Georgia is not only a president. Georgia was like a cultural icon. The young people grew up hearing that name. It was one of the best things that ever happened to Liberia. If Georgia can go into an election and the population or the people can turn against him, because I tell people at the end of the day, for me, I don't make stupid experiments. I want to project into the future. I want to look at what you can do now as opposed to what you will do in the future, because the now is what determines the future. If you cannot address the problem, I don't expect the future to change. So the people who took the risk on him, when the warning sign was there, like you said, he wasn't paying attention more than the people that surrounding him. Look, maybe on the job of a president is not to know everything. One of the people that you rely on, people who will be sincere to you. You don't want public. You want people who will look and say, Mr. President, you know, we support you, but this one, you got to do this. No, in the case they talk, Georgia or popularity and name recognition were more than sufficient to overturn the reality on ground. And that's how he became victim. He became victim of his own popularity because he bought into the idea, I'm Georgia. I can just stomp the campaign trail. I can just dance my way out and people will buy into, you know, that Georgia. I think he relied on that so heavily until it caused him a political pain. In the case of Joseph Boaga, you don't even have that leverage. And then you have higher expectation as to what you're supposed to deliver because you've been in government for 40 years. In Georgia, people are going to turn on Georgia for his own popularity. Why make you think that you will come and don't do anything and expect people to go stay in land or go in food? I really want to see that magic happening. You will be surprised to today. Now, a lot of things will happen. And that's why their own man is telling them.
Mark, for me, from all indications, you know, from the gas statement, it is indeed interesting that if you have positions or you have power, like you talk about the former president, you're right. You know, the former president, sometimes people think that it's just about, you know, the positions, it's just about joking, having fun, merrymaking with people, you know, and having all of the people around you and dancing, singing, and all. The same group of people that will be singing with you or that will be dancing with you at the end of the day today, where are they today more? Those guys yesterday that were dancing and singing and dancing buka, where are they today? Yeah. They are the same group of people who tell you that, in fact, they are more, I don't know, secure in this government than your government. You see? I'm telling you more.
That's why I told you from the beginning. I said when the first protest came out on we are that January 6th protest that yeah, that protest, like I said, if we were just going to accept just 40% of the recommendation, you got to do everything. Just like you are doing some. The most concern that the Liberian people had at the time, he would have been president today. He was going to win the landslide. But that's what happened to power. Power can corrupt your mind. It make you to ignore. And you know, in politics, sometimes when you're in a position of power, the people you want to monitor the most are the opposition, not the people that are within your circle.
No,
because the people that you're circle, they are not.
I get the money from you every day. What do you expect from me?
Yeah, what do you expect? Guess what? All of them became victims, and you talking about, and you see the warning sign. Look, let me tell you something. I don't know if President Boaga will run for re-election. Age issue, health issue, I don't know that. But from my observation, Unity Party, they might experience worse than what CDC experienced. Because the one thing, like I said, Georgia came with certain strengths and weaknesses. For me, I never expected him to deliver anyway. But the one thing, he had lower expectations because people believe that he was not a typical politician. You know, he cannot make the kid that have been in government for 10 years. I got the experience. So people are a little bit, yeah. In the case of Joseph Boaga, no, you cannot even make that argument. So it means you must deliver 3 or 4 times greater than what Georgia could ever dream or think of.
That's why when I see people comparing.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mark. You just know it.
Yeah. So if people will get the impression that you are not performing based on the number of years you spend in government with your expertise and your experience, from agriculture minister to vice president to LPMC managing director and all those things, you come and you cannot solve the fundamental issue, you will be out. Your party will take a shellacking. I can guarantee you that at the end of the day.
And you just hear it 100% more, because for me, that's why when I see people, they no need for competition. That's why I don't even talk about the previous government, especially former president we are on the show, because I don't want to waste my time. Let me make it clear that for me, I don't have, in fact, I have no experience The man said that. The man said this is a fact. In fact, it has nothing to do with even politics. He don't understand politics. But just because, as him or everybody got to participate into politics and to do all these things. But to compare our deacon or my deacon who have all of the experience with we are, and seeing all of you today on the internet, you are comparing, instead of you comparing Madam Salif with that of Joseph Walker, we say yes, but you are comparing George Weah. Look, Mom, that illustrate keep ringing in my head that Mr. Kenneth said once upon a time that if the government not take time, they will make George Weah to look like,
it's a king.
Yes.
Because the expectation that how people think. That's why you cannot be logical. You cannot be too logical in politics. You got to watch people emotion because a collective view is not one person. I can sit here and think all I want to think, but thousands and millions of people out there are not thinking like me. You got to do things that will give them the perspective or the impression that you are working. Exactly. Now, I keep saying, hey, go both ways. Why you never hear any comparison from post-CDC and Unity Party about Madam Salif government? Because they know that's an argument they can never make. Because they know Judah Boga can never live up to the expectation of Madam Salif when it comes to leadership. The only person they want to keep comparing themselves with is George Weah, because they think that he's a soft target. But equally so, when you target George Weah, don't forget George Weah had lower expectation to your higher expectation. It almost like if Joseph Boga is required to score 75 points on a test to pass, George Weah will need to score 30 and he will pass. You seen it? Because of expectation. But they don't get that part. It will come and, we said record budget. Record budget, you cannot pay employee for Christmas or major holiday, the holiday season. You still borrowing money, the country debt stack still increasing. People still living in poverty. Market women are
IMF, we saw that. I think maybe tomorrow, maybe top it about graduate tomorrow. All of this thing, when you bring bosses, you want to compare you and other CDC. Look, it's just,
why you don't compare Madam Salif?
No, I don't waste my time to admit more. Sometimes even when I listen to some of our sister radio stations, I hear them discussing we all the time. Why are you wasting your time on with the air time you have? Instead of you discussing the forward march of our country, you're wasting your time on we are, because I see that a complete waste of time. Let me frank, people. We are already failed, and that's why we are voted out.
Yes.
So for me to come here and waste my energy and time. Yesterday we have dancing. What have to do with that? What have to do with that? We are no more in the position. So I should be talking to people who driving me for the next 6 years.
Yeah.
They're the ones you should be talking to. Yeah. Well, when you talk, even when you post people come on your business. So like money, they say they don't get nobody to compare, maybe to compete.
No, they never.
Maybe to,
they never.
So the only person maybe then we are. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
The man playing football while you're in government. The man come from the football field and become president, good. And the Liberian people felt that the man not perform, so they have him out and bring you in with all of the experience.
When you come back, you got to play with the men that already put it out.
Yes, the reason why leaders can prosper is the people that sometimes around you and the people that outside you listen to them. But again, because you got to listen to radio, so it's okay for him. So anything is people tell him, that's the fact. But I can tell you, for they got that from Nimba, they got all these things they got set up. That's the fact. Things are tough. Rather egg. Look, tomorrow will be coming to us with most of the things. What happened with the egg? What happened with the chicken? If the chicken, because similar from people and say the chicken is refusing now to have eggs or what? Because express is just going up gradually.
And that's like I said, that's what the problem is. You want to come and you want to set a standard that is now of higher standard. You want to compare yourself with another field entity. It does not work. When teacher correcting people, they get me and call it the key. Where they get all the right answers, why you can use the correct people. You don't use a bar key to correct people. You use the red key with all the right answers. Why you don't make comparison with Madam Salif? She was there for 12 years. Matter of fact, she was not only there for 12, but you served with her. It means you were there. You were looking over her shoulder. You know what worked and what doesn't work. If Madam Salif would set a particular kind of a standard, even though we can all make the case that there are a lot of things that she should have done, and she never completed them. But nobody will consider Madam Sally to be a failure. People will just believe that for second time, she took her feet off the pedal and things started getting out of hand. But in terms of the work that she put in place, that's where we are today. But there were opportunities to achieve more, and she didn't. But you know who was there? You know that one of the reasons I can tell you that one of the reasons President Tubber was successful. Because from the Tubman day he was there, he saw things that wasn't working. And the moment he came there, within the space under a decade, he transformed the whole country. But the other men have been there for almost 40 years. No, it's like he doesn't even have a clue. And that's what the problem is. He think that he better than George, so he will win.
Now, what I said once upon a time, Mom, that the Papa was not in charge. You people say, maybe why he was something like that. Because for me, I think for all indications, for me, I don't think it's our deacon that really controlling things, or maybe that. Because the same group of people yesterday, they said, the late Gracefield were controlling their government. No, that Gracefield making our government the people get issues.
Yeah, they're going from opposition parties.
You see?
They're making
where are we now?
Their people don't talk.
By the way, Mark, any other thing, because for me,
let's maybe one to the long. Let's hear from our people.
Yeah, let's just hear from our people too. We're going for the day. So for me, I don't waste my time on we are CDC or who is up to them. Well, as far as concerned. Hello, David King. David, good evening.
Good evening, my brother. They will not get for trailer too soon. Move on to the substantive of the issues. You see, when we told the people that Joe Walker do not have any experience, all those things are getting mere fabrication, people did not listen to us. Man said, it just like Joe Walker, give me one star radio, right? One star radio in the country, they have issue with management. And the guy stood up ground, he said, Star Radio have to offer them other benefit. But I said, look at Joe Walker and send him there. Say, go and mediate between Star Radio and the management, the workers and management. When Joe Walker went there, that meeting failed. Star Radio left like when went to Sierra Leone. That was the first failure he carried out. Besides that, aside from that, when I said, listen, Mr. Walker on Sierra Torrent Tower, he didn't bring back result. Because of all those reasons, Marasani said, no, I cannot make the guy to be my successor. He's a complete failure. The reason Marasani did not endorse Mr. Walker, but because Mr. Walker inability to lead as a leader. But all of these things were done. You saw that brother standing in his December 6th regalia and talking about Australia, we are seeing that brother, he got no over because he said he's a public relation man, he's a lawyer, I mean, he gave all of the knowledge to himself. So such a man, you think that brother had the word to speak, Lord? You're like the arm telling the rules and that you not speak. What right does an arm have to tell the road that you not speak?
Well, David King, at least for you may come out to even speak. For me, I think I can also applaud you for that. That's the best thing to do, no matter, because you're always saying who the messenger. I don't know who should talk, who should not talk. What kind of country is it? Anyone can talk.
You know, I saw that my radio social media. I don't know what that prophecy.
No, man, don't come be with describing people. Hello, to this caller, good evening, Charles Cooper. Yes, Charles, go ahead.
What's up, Charles?
It is good that an insider is coming out to speak on the issues. Because normally we are in opposition when we speak on the issues. People say we don't like the government. And like Moss said, I even did a post on my page. So we cannot be the standard that will be used by the United Party for enforcement.
It's right for Joseph Walker, for President Walker.
Yeah, because United Party, when we were in opposition, we all large our president. We had that standard was very low. So you cannot use that very same low standard to grade a government as been doing well. You should do 10 times more than that standard, then it shows that you have a half standard. So you think president, we are regime to grade yourself doing well, then mean the standard you are using also low, maybe. How can I be talking about passing? Then I'm using someone who's good.
Try. No, using try.
Yeah, I using try. I should be using very good, excellent. But you see, that is the hypocrisy of our polity, Libon. Our polity is breath on deception and hypocrisy. And United Party as an institution is the queen for that hypocrisy and deception. Most of the things that people do, they only use propaganda. United Party strength is propaganda. So those of us that understand that political chicanery, they know that we have people that they can control easily. We are putting our feet to the fire. President, we are going to be you as a stand up for improvement in the party. You should be comparing yourself with President Brother, should be comparing yourself with the vice president Richard Togo. You should be comparing yourself with Richard Togo, because he come with over 52 years of experience in public service, people don't want to say for it. But I did not reason. President Borat, he has 52 years of experience in public sector.
Oh.
1923, he joined the public sector as a Brazil Cabinet from 1923 to 2005. Before I talk about 2006 right now. So you see,
all right, Charles.
Compare yourself with Richard Togo and other presidents that still in government. But that president, we all think that he was a political novice. He had no.
Yes, indeed. Go ahead.
Thank you, my brother.
Thank you so much, Charles Cooper. Keep a calls coming 0770203125. Louis, yeah, but Louis Pony, Louis, long time though. Happy New Year. You start calling. Let me see what I can get you on. But quickly to this caller. Good evening.
Good evening, Melbourne.
Yes, my brother. Good evening. What's the name and from where, John?
Well, thank you. My name is Martin Singletuba, and I join you from this evening. Okay, so I want to appreciate you and the diaspora panelists for discussing the issues. But my side on this is that actually we shouldn't be comparing Ambassador Boakai regime to President William Richard Togo. The reason is just simple. President William Richard Togo succeeded William B.S. Tubman, but then Tubman was already placed in Cuba as a strength. So you will find that when our Togo regime was actually smooth from March to March, and then the higher total involvement, everything was going well, agricultural progress was going well. So because of his predecessor. But at the same, you and myself in this country, well, just yesterday you saw where Liberia was, where America has to sanction most of our government officials because they even grade or name our government to be the Catholic regime. Can you imagine? The regime that does not have the respect for the rule of law.
Okay, so that Mona, so where are we now? Since the regime was not having respect for the rule of law, what happened to your current speaker? What happened to the speakership at the House of Representatives? What happened there?
At the stage, this government, under the stewardship of Ambassador Boakai, they are problems being
No, hello. I'm asking, say you bring about the rule of law. This same government failed the rule of law.
From tenure, look, don't maybe not mean really. We talk about this show from tenure position to everything.
Our international counterpart that can create us.
But I say international panel that you talk about that name CDC government now. And I think that Mama, you trust in what kind of videos? Hello to Brother Louis Pony man there, but happy New Year and good evening.
A pleasant evening, Melbourne. Happy New Year. Good to hear you.
Yes, my dear brother, happy New Year to you too.
To be brutally frank, I miss you guys.
Yeah,
and
me
to
too.
my revolutionary and visionary brother, the President Monk.
What up, Louis? Happy New Year, man. What's going on?
You know when I work for us, Monk?
Is Monk responding?
Yes, Monk saying happy New Year to you. Monk say what happened for the past few days.
Thank you, man. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Monk, we're on the hustle. We're developing ourselves as well.
Oh yeah, that's the most important thing.
The rest of the team for keeping our show alive. This is the evening show that our people tend to, before going to spoon by 9, 10 o'clock, but the early evening, we'll get glued to Melbourne and True 96 to get insight, and our people call in for the happenings. I want to thank all of you guys. We bless God for crossing over. We are so grateful that we made it to 2023, and we're asking the Almighty to carry us through Monk and Melbourne for his enormous blessing that he carry us throughout to the great beyond. I want to bless you guys for this.
Thank you.
Can I make my take?
Yes, go ahead, Brother Louis.
Thank you, Melbourne. I like to disagree with Monk. I agree that the CDC standard should not be any viable standard to use. But I just like to say this to Mon. Liberia don't have standard for voting. That's my disappointment with Mon, and that's my disagreement with Mon. Liberians don't use standard. They don't have any methodology. There's no metrics that they use that Melbourne is by far qualified. The among Melbourne is upright.
So then to that.
But that's why I made. Anyway, let Luis go ahead. Let you go ahead. We'll talk about it later.
Let me tell you what Liberians use. They don't use that Melbourne has a better standard than Pony. He's from corporate America. He's from the corporate sector. They don't use it. They use this is Melbourne time. Melbourne has suffered. Are you listening, Melbourne?
Yes, now you're saying something that some of the yardstick good.
Some of the majority of them. I just love Melbourne. Not that suffer anything for too long. It's Melbourne time. This man, brother Louis have eaten enough. Let you get out. They may not eat enough, so let you get out. It's Melbourne time. Mom have been suffering. Like if they don't have any viable, sustainable framework that they use at this man, we are following his track record. He has transformed this place. He has brought changes in this sector. So we believe that if they just look at it, someone they say we just love Monk.
Oh, yeah.
There's no actual standard in Ghana. There's a standard in Ghana that what it did is that they have a national program that any leader can. You're not going to bring Monk. It's not going to bring party A policy to push it. There's a national draft, comprehensive national draft that you can come from party Y, party arrow. You must follow that step in order to move the country forward. It's a national program to move Ghana forward. You're not going to bring a party policy or your party doctrine to bring your selfish attention in the project. I will go to the project. There's a national draft that the country use. Thank you, guys.
All right. Thank you, Brother Luis. Even though I wanted to ask you also because, in fact, and I've been asking, but respectfully, disagree to with you on some because some people voted for this president because of his experience and time served in government. So that's what I wanted to say to you. But Mark, what you wanted to say to Brother Luis before I go to the line to take another call?
No, go ahead. We'll just wrap it up when we're closing up.
770203125. That's the number for you to call this evening and be part of the Sktv show. In the I could say, yes, some of the time maybe we'll come up with most of the discussion. But my what a good evening.
Yeah, good evening. I want to say good evening to my son. What Matalina on to next?
Yeah, I think he has some business schedule.
All right. I want to say thank you. You know, more so now I listen to the youth there calling for the talking. I can be too frustrated. Because the one I went really last time I was telling one people, he was very crying if you were not buying. So I said, you're a youth, I get a work in a problem. You went to school, you're not able to make good decisions. We were all we're looking up to your every day of making one decision. And the one happening in the country, Liberian youth, the children they want to get whatever. So what are they going to school to live it? When it's very late, level, I can really understand. Look at the kind of comparison when I'm out of home making. So we are not know nothing. Liberian people say not know nothing. They pay for them. Let them discuss what happening in the country now. There are different people.
Yeah.
There are people in that place that were coming to this country. People were in Africa and part of the water. They said to them,
well, she's still off the line, and maybe due to harmonization or maybe limited cost. But again, keep your calls coming 0770203125. We're in year 3. Instead of us discussing the forward march of our country, we will continue to waste our time and our energy on back and forth with these people, finding who to compare and contrast or to do all kinds of things with, or maybe to talk about. But again, keep your calls coming. We take a few more calls, then we go back to respond to some of you on your own point, or maybe stay on what maybe some of the things your question that you are asking. Yeah. So again, we take a few calls. 0770203125. That's the number right here for you to call this evening to one of my brother who are also talking about. I mean, this government fail in the rule of law. So when you talk about the rule of law being broken down, I don't know now. They want to happen, and I don't know which one. So again, we're also quickly. Let me see the person to calling. But again, keep a calls coming, people. We take maybe one or two, then we go for the day. Yes. So let me see to this caller. Good evening. Hello. Hello. Yeah, my brother. Good evening. What are your name and from where you join us?
This is Julian E. who are good from Santa Nima County.
Great. Thank you so much for joining us from Nimba.
Thank you for the show. We elected this government for a lot of reasons, and we see nothing happening. That disregard the political party for which you are affiliating with.
Cool.
But there are a lot of things that we put in the government for which we are not seeing. The reason we put in the government, number one, it was because of I call it the unemployment rate. But we see nothing happening. The young person now with the hoping for nothing happening. When you go to the private sector, look at how the talents are treating we like the rent. You work
labor practices.
Anything happening. And then if you get to the tariff for those that doing the point business, those power that tariff for them, the lady in their own country are the lady on planet Pluto. While the labor minister there, he has no interest in the ordinary that people. So for this government, then we see nothing happening for us. Let me real.
All right, thank you so much. Let me take this other call quickly. Hello, keep a calls coming quickly. Take just one or two more calls quickly now because I've got one more. But anyway, we'll bring this kind of discussion to this platform, maybe for the second or maybe third time. Yeah, just that. Hello to this caller. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. This is George D. Jacques, and I call from the second final city in Bon County, Toyota.
Thank you, my brother, for joining us from Bon County. Go ahead.
Yeah, I always disagree sometimes, and then also agree at times when possibility I see. But for me, I actually voted again. We are voting for President Bagan because I wanted for President Bagan to reduce the price of gasoline, to reduce the price of rice, and to also help us in doing our role. Activity around as Marathon were doing when we were against them, while we're being judged, we are. So I would love if any other thing is going on wrong. For me, once he pushes those three things, I will always be with him to the end. Thank you so much for accepting me.
Thank you so much. Let me see quickly. I think we got to go now. We have about 7 more minutes. By the way, any calls that come along the way, we'll go through. But what say you with a caller from Nimba? I think we're making a very, very salient point, and that people, have their own hope that indeed when they vote, that thing will change. But according to him, people, especially even the president himself, admitted that no job for the young people, nothing.
Maybe the problem in Liberia, like I said, all the time on the show, is mostly economical, it's not political. Everybody in Liberia is a political analyst. We got more social justice warrior in Liberia than any other country in the world. In the situation where about politics, the country would have been better now. We're talking about job, we're talking about investment, we're talking about improving people's life. We are talking about social mobility, healthcare, running water, roads, access to market, and how are you going to improve the economy so that people in leeward counties can feel the impact? It's not happening. One thing I agree with Luis. Luis have a selling point, but he missed one major component of the argument. Our people don't have standard, but they have expectation. They're two different things. They may not have a standard, the way how you think the ordinary person will go and check certain party before they can cast the ballot. But the reason they were peaceful because of the expectation of that person. That's why it's even riskier for the rescue government because of the expectation. Because the very reason Bwaga came to power, some of us believe that it wasn't even a reason to vote for a president. Oh, he will come, he will go become Madam Sadi, skip him over for job. Yeah, he will prosecute Madam Sadi. I think you got to be a special kind of a fool to believe that you go after Madam Sadi. Like, which planet you live on? Oh, the old man, he old because he got wisdom. I don't know when age equal to wisdom. No, that was just something we frame narrative.
Secondly, you cannot use the country money in that.
Yeah, you don't have a solid argument. It makes no sense. So everything you are doing, it makes no sense. It was the same way you voted for the previous government. Oh, President, we got contact. I said, President, we got contact. Info, but how many business leader president we can go around the world? Like somebody you told us about we got contact. Those people are also complete. So every time you go to the ballot, when you make the crazy decision, you will live with the outcome. The one thing that I'm telling you, like I said, Our people, I can guarantee you, they don't have standard, but they have something they call expectation. The reason they will pick you because they expect to deliver on certain issue. That's why, irrespective of your background, whether you're from corporate, whether you're from government, there are certain things that they will first notice or they will first perceive about you before you can start becoming popular in terms of the presidency. So for me, like I said, I will say again, based on the expectation placed on Joseph Boaga, it even riskier for him. It's even worse for Unity Party because anything that Joseph Boaga needs 75%, like I said to Pat, George only need 30% or 25%. Because nobody will compare their knowledge when it comes to run your country for that of Joseph Boaga. That's why the expectation for Unity Party is at an all-time high and will be a major problem for them in the next election cycle if they cannot deliver on the most important thing. I'm not talking about your pet project you get all over the country. No, pet project doesn't count because we say, oh no, we are paying all LDA headquarters, NSA headquarters. You pay one part to PHP, a two community road. At the end of the day, nobody counting on those nonsense. It does not add up. It does not change the economy fundamentally in terms of job, in terms of investment in the future. So President Boaga, that ain't there. But for me, I don't think I'm not betting on him being on the ballot. So maybe it doesn't bother him. It doesn't keep him up at night. So maybe the people that want to run after that, they don't want to be the one. He like, okay, you're the one who worry about that, not me. I could care less. Man says you're finished, I'm out. I'm wrapping it up for retirement.
Oh yes, and when you do for me, Mark, I will really be happy because when you do, at least that will just be another record for him, and you will have a little time to rest. Because mind you, though, the president also said that no one person will develop the country or maybe build the country. So they may play a little part and go and rest because to admit what the guy said, the kind of more deception. Can you imagine people voted just because of bad labor practices, thinking that when the president come,
he would change things.
Go to the issue of labor. That's all they hope.
Yeah, you lied to
people voted because they think that the issue of data, the issue of 3 days, thinking that all this thing will come back today. Where are we today?
Yeah,
everything still the same. Everything still the same. In fact, even going backward. You see it? So that's the thing. So Mona, he said, my brother,
it's the expectation.
It's not more what to do. Go on the internet, insulting people here and there. Look, that waste of time. That complete waste of time. So that's message from the strong rescuers. These are things that the typical people that in the various communities, how they sound when you go to the marketplaces. These are things you hear. And how you can know as to whether you're making progress, whether people are really on your side or not, that's how you know. Well, if you think that because we are brought in buses yesterday. So
those cripple buses that broke now in 72 hours, you said that made the win election. Yeah, you do it better.
Well, Mon, that's it. We gotta go. Thanks to all of our people. Again, people, that's it. The country for me is just stress. The stress just to my mom on a very serious note. Because you're thinking that at least every year you get some kind of goofing.
Yeah.
Come on, nothing, man.
You're getting older. The only thing that happened to you, your age, they're increasing.
So I made a mark and I have a look. No hope. Let me be frank, people. Let me confess. No hope. Even for the working class, no hope. In everything, people just volunteering back to back. Go to hospitals, go places. See how people are just giving that free service. Say, hey, you don't get money, no problem. I will volunteer free. Can you imagine? Somebody, young person volunteering at the young age. Good night. See all of you tomorrow.
Take care, bro. I don't know if I'll be with you tomorrow, bro. I will see what's up.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We touch it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the club. Monitor people who waiting to sell. The blessing that time and the efforts are rest. The process of giving us here, the payment from there. The welcome and life we have again.
I lyrical health.
Master.
Play Paris, who make on you. I can't Sktv menu. Say my journey, Tina get I say my jamo. And you no money, and more I go. And you love
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in
Kodubwa ya tumale, ena dine ya tumale, ena salia ya tumale, ena konagli ya tumale, ena Kodubwa ya tumale, ena nakagiyarina ya tumale, SKTV, ena nakagiyarina, tosi wakoma ya tumale,
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must survive the low power and grand bazaar.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking for podcasts and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Qualified people who waiting to sell. The flesh, the time, and the efforts are red. The broadcast we giving are real and the premise my best. To work with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside to Raji to Chide, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Kidman, Montserrat to San to Backwalu, from Maryland, Bonkan to Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.